dude, I love how you are in your TikTok attire right now. It's very professional of you.
Just like, I mean, is it like noted? Like, do people know that I don't. I just wear like the same shit every day.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. What's it? Do you have multiple of those shirts or no?
Oh, I'm trying to get more, but I love like long sleeve shirts regardless, and so long sleeve polo, like it's a little nicer. So I don't know. This is the only one I have right now, but I'm trying to get like a lot more.
Oh yeah, you guys both look very formal right now. I mean, you got the collar on, but you're still rocking like a sweater, thick game, and then you got the turtleneck. I mean, this is full fall, moving into winter attire here.
And I'm digging the mustache.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I just like, it's mesmerizing.
It's long and curly.
Where's your mustache? I just realized you shaved it.
Yeah, I had.
What the fuck?
You knew what I looked like.
Yeah, I did, but I thought you were going to the wedding full force with your brother.
I know, I shaved it.
That's bullshit, dude.
I know.
Bitched out.
God,
I did.
bitched out.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. We just recorded with Ben Lieber, and Andrew and I both had our stashes, and like we looked at each other after we took the picture of them. We're like, I can't believe this guy was just staring at us for like an hour and a half,
looking at us with these just dusters on the upper lip.
But yours is way like it's such a duster, man.
Yeah, it was thick.
God, where's your stash? Can you grow one for the record?
I am like adamant about shaving every day because I do not like the idea of having any facial hair. It's terrible. Yeah. Like I don't look good in it, so
I don't either.
I stay away from it. Am I good on the mic?
Oh yeah, I'll have you prop it up a little bit, and you're going to speak more into the bass versus the top of it. Yeah, there you go.
Do you like hearing yourself now? Last time you said you didn't like hearing yourself.
Okay, yeah, this is definitely better. Before it was like too soft. Hello.
Yeah, you can.
Hello.
Yeah, you can hear now. You're in the mics.
Yeah. Now I'm good. Yeah, I like hearing myself. It's good. It's good. My ASMR account.
That was the first thing you said on the podcast.
Yeah. And now I'm having like a Truly this time, and last time was LaCroix.
Yeah, we grew up.
And so, yeah, it's still seltzer.
Seltzer, yeah. So you'll still be burping.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right, though. That's part of the game.
That is part of the game.
It happens.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But it was funny. I was listening back to the podcast when you came on in February. That was like when we recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insane. Like your mentality, I feel like, is very similar still, but like that was just the start. That was like at the beginning of the hockey stick with your year of 2019.
Totally. That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy to think about. I mean, even like how kind of like in a way insecure I was about like doing all that stuff compared to like now where I'm at and just like the things I've done and like hopefully where I'm going. But like it's crazy that I was like so like I don't know if this is a thing. But it's cool like that I have like the following and whatever. But it's definitely, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. One of the things that you did say was like you were driving a lot of the TikTok traffic to YouTube. Like you wanted like YouTube to be the main destination. And correct me if I'm wrong, but has that kind of like mindset shift a little bit towards something different?
I mean, right now I still haven't really focused much on YouTube or anything. I mean, I'm trying to get people to my Instagram. I think that's working pretty decently. But for YouTube, I just keep telling myself like I'll figure it out and stuff. I'm still working I'm finishing up like my other videography job, which is like wedding edits, small business stuff. But that's almost coming to an end. I'm super excited that that's like almost over. But
because of the season.
Yeah. So once I get like these last few weddings out, I'm telling myself that I got to get onto YouTube and stuff. But right now it's like pretty strict on just like doing TikTok because I mean it's fun and it's in a way like I'm just doing. Like I kind of think about myself like I don't want to kind of half be in on YouTube and half be in on TikTok. Like right now, I'd at least rather just be kind of all in on TikTok and figure out the YouTube thing like as I go. And
right.
I think that should work out fine. Hopefully.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, let's start from like when you had just finished the podcast with us. You walked out that door.
Yeah.
To now, because it's been like I mean, just a couple highlights. Like I think you went to LA a couple times, like early on.
Mm-hmm.
We saw you at Bochella, but I feel like that time you were already like pretty damn close to 1 million on TikTok, which is insane. And then you went to the VMAs shortly after that, which was crazy.
That was cool.
That was insane.
Yeah, there's been some highlights. Do you want me to like kind of like go?
Yeah, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, so some of the big ones, I've been to LA twice. I mean, both just like out there visiting people and like just making videos and stuff. So the LA ones are more kind of just for shits and gigs. But the first time was for how do I put it? It was for VidCon. Do you guys know what that is?
Yeah.
So it's, for the people who don't know, it's video convention, shortened VidCon. It's really simple. But it's where like social media people come, make videos. And it was kind of crazy this year because TikTokers, at least like for the first few days, were the most amount of people there. There was the first day, it was all TikTokers like in the main area, main forum, whatever. Sorry,
I'm just doing the same thing. Yeah.
But yeah, it was mostly TikTokers, and we were just there to like make friends and stuff, and just meet other people, and that was the whole fun of being out there.
And that was kind of your first time meeting people that you kind of communicated with.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
okay. That was like I stayed with a few of my boys. I met some other people that when I went out, I was out last weekend in LA, and we all stayed together then, and. Just like the amount of the whole point of going out there that first time was to meet people, which was like complete success. Like it was awesome. Everything worked out great. But then then we went back this weekend or 2 weekends ago. Doesn't matter. But yeah, we went back to LA last weekend and we just made more videos, did a lot more cool stuff. I don't know. It's so much that happened, but I guess that's the best way to describe it. Did I describe it well? I don't know.
So you're at VidCon, and that's kind of like you're not necessarily walking the red carpet, but you're engaging in stuff similar to that, correct?
Totally. Yeah, like we partied with the whole vlog squad, like the David Dobrik people. Like that was some manifestation shit that happened.
Yeah.
Because like there was one night at VidCon where we had two parties. And the first one was the TikTok party, which was crazy. It was every single person from TikTok that was there. Like it was insane. And like also like YouTubers and stuff were there. So that was cool. But then the next night there was this party with it's like a media house or something. It's called Collab, if you know what that is. But they hosted a party because they just have a bunch of creators and they're like, all right, y'all are here, so let's throw a party. We end up going and it's at a bowling alley, and like then just David Dobrik and his whole crew showed up, and it was
Alex Ernst there?
Yeah, I was bowling literally right next to Alex Ernst.
Shit.
I was bowling next to I was literally I don't know if you guys watch his videos, but like I was bowling like almost an entire game with Ilya, David's like childhood best friend.
Yeah.
And we were all partying, and I was just like, what the hell is going on? Like, how is this happening? And like we were kind of in David's vlog, like we watched it happen literally like right next to each other. So that was a huge highlight of my year.
Yeah, that's
insane.
So what was it like? Because I know, God, who's that fucking Doug guy? I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, Doug his name's Doug Marlin, but Doug,
okay.
Yeah, Doug.
And then I forget the other two guys that you were with just recently.
Like Nice Michael.
Yeah.
And Kevboy Perry.
Yes.
Horizons Eclipse. Those are like the guys that I mostly hang out with. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you meet those guys? Did you meet them at VidCon, or was it like you guys were talking like online through TikTok and stuff, and then you met them eventually?
Yeah, all of them I knew before, like on TikTok. Like we talked to each other. We're in like group messages and stuff, and I was staying with Doug and Michael and a few other friends. Yeah, and then we just ended up meeting. Like I went to Disneyland with Kevin. Like we had that planned, and then just like met up with the other guys. And yeah, I don't know. It's really cool how that can happen. Like having internet friends.
Mm-hmm. What was it like being like a part of these content creators and realizing like where they're at right now and where you're at? Like it's colliding, and at the same time, like you guys are both seeing success kind of mutually together.
Totally. I think it's fascinating. Like I still don't see myself as I don't understand my follower count. Like I don't really I can't wrap my head around it. A lot of it's because like I don't go out much and like see it, and like the people that I hang out with like aren't the people watching my videos. So like I guess I don't really see that too much. So I just go out and it's like not a big deal. So it's cool hanging out with them. And it's really cool to have people to make videos with, and to be in a space where people are constantly like pushing. We're constantly pushing each other and talking about videos. Is that what you're kind of getting at?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm all like every day. Doug and I are always texting about ideas. Like every single day we're always on it. But it's so nice to have people that are making the same stuff, and like we're constantly pushing each other to grow, and like I don't know, like we want each other to win, and it's not like it's like a competition. It's like
Right.
just keep going up.
Yeah, and that's awesome that you have these guys with you. I mean, for Declan and I, with the Backpocket, our content creation is pretty straightforward. I mean, we're trying to make these conversations that we're having look unique to each person, but it's pretty much a stagnant shot every time, versus the content you're putting out has to have flavor to it, has to have a lot of vibrancy and creativity that we necessarily never have to touch into, which is completely, it's like that, thinking that way it would be crazy for me and exhausting.
Yeah, it is, especially like since I kind of, I mean, like whatever. I think I definitely like to try to put out content every single day for at least TikTok, and which is good and bad. Like there's definitely times where I just like put stuff out because I feel like I need to, and then there's other times where the pursuit of putting out stuff every day has like increased my creativity because I need to think, all right, well, like what am I going to do today? And so definitely like the creativity is, it's, I don't know, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying by like
you run out of juice almost. Like I was gonna ask if it's just exhausting. Like
it is.
Putting out a TikTok video every single day, and like, you know, with what TikTok's platform is, I mean, it's strict entertainment in short intervals.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're typically feeding into like a trend or a challenge or whatever it is, and that's probably easier because you already have like the basis of what you're going to be putting out there.
Mm-hmm.
But oh god, like I can't, just having a blank slate every single day to come up with something would be honestly exhausting.
Yeah, it really is. I try not to, like, there's obviously the people that can put out stuff every day, but a lot of those people are just people who just straight up like copy other people and stuff.
Right. Would that be like the challenges?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, playing to trends isn't always bad, but it's like, yeah, some people do just videos where like a lot of like couples content and stuff is just, you just take trends and you just do them in your own style, which I used to very much rip on, but like now I kind of understand as it's more of like a profession and stuff. Like I get why people do that, but I mean, I definitely still put in like creativity and stuff and try to like make my own thing. But yeah, every day is definitely it's stressful, that's for sure, but it's fun. At least I'm at the point now where I'm making money off of it too.
I was gonna ask. Yeah.
So like I'm making money through so maybe I said this last time, but my friend Michael,
you were sponsored by Sprite.
I actually had to take that out for the VMAs, which we'll get to later.
Okay.
But we were at like the Missy Elliott like museum or something, and they're like, "Hey, it's actually sponsored by Pepsi, so we need you to take that out of your Instagram bio." I'm like, "Okay, like no worries at all," and I just haven't put it back since. But I'm like, "Oh damn."
Yeah, that will always.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was just like, that was so funny when they're like, "Are you actually sponsored by Sprite?" I'm like, no. I'm like, it's just a joke, but
it's been there for years.
Yeah, I know. It's whatever, but
yeah,
that's a whole another can of worms. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the money. So I think I said last time, my friend Nice Michael was the one who blew up Old Town Road on TikTok and just whatever. And since then we've been getting money. We've been getting paid to do like songs. Like that's the way we make money is, like record labels will come to us and they'll be like, hey, we want you to promote this song for yada 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 money.
Got it.
And then so there's obviously like the typical brand deals that like I've got a few recently, like with Dunkin'.
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts.
I like worked at Chipotle and like some television stations and stuff to do videos for that. So there's that, but then the cool thing is like the songs, which are like a little easier to do because it's like, hey, here's a song, just do your own thing to it. Sometimes they have like creative control, but sometimes they're like, just use the song and here's I won't say the money now, but
no, but that's genius. Mm-hmm. That actually makes sense,
and it definitely works too. Like
yeah.
There's been a few songs that I've been like included in that have like ended up blowing up because they get a bunch of influencers to do.
Whoa, I didn't even think about that.
What are some examples of like artists, and are you getting reached out by like their PR agents and people that are like, hey, we need these songs to catch fire right when we drop them. We need you and so to do a video.
Yeah, I mean that happens a lot. I mean like we have people that facilitate the deals like for us, and they'll just send us like emails like with the list of stuff and like the audios to use. And yeah, they'll just hit us up and be like, hey, we need you to use this song, posted by this date, and like we'll just see where it goes. And it's funny because like right away you'll click on the sound and it's got like 27 videos and they're all just like the like popular creators and stuff, and like that's it's a pretty funny thing.
It's very obvious that like those 27 were all hit up.
Oh yeah, I'm just like, oh man, so this person's also getting hit up by this person. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right. How many people, like total influencers, how many people are they typically hitting up? Is it like by the masses, or is it?
It's a bunch. I mean, there's a bunch of different places like I do my work through, or like that like give me songs. Like I feel like there's probably about like 4 that hit me up pretty consistently.
Okay.
So
what was like
really nice.
What was like a song that were one of the highlights of the songs that you did?
I'm trying to think. I'll come back to it. I'll if I can think of one. But
okay.
Man, would it be cool for us to just get hit up like that? Because are you reaching out, or these are people you probably don't interact with at all? You're not cold calling, like actively seeking these sponsorships.
No, yeah,
they're coming to you.
Yeah,
that would be unreal.
Yeah,
if someone came to Backpocket, was like, "Yo, can we just put this right here during the conversation?"
Because like we're having to reach out to people. We just had a conversation before you showed up. I'm like, God, we really need to start hitting up more brands now for 2020, so we can be a part of their like marketing budget. So if you're listening and you have a company and you want us to sponsor you.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, we're up to great things.
We're up to great things. Yeah. We have Piff's endorsement.
Yeah. Do it. Just get like, I feel like who's somebody that always, I feel like somebody like, do you guys, I don't watch Keemstar, but like I know he's always got changing sponsors and stuff, and I'm sure like everybody, I don't watch enough podcasts and stuff, but I'm like, it's crazy how just like putting like the brand like on somebody like Keemstar's computer like just like generates so much sales. That's a whole thing. But
yeah, because it's just like especially with podcasts, if you're talking about a brand, like if for example like Joe Rogan talking about his own company on it is like great for on it, or if he has someone with a brand on and they're just talking about that product or their company or whatever, like his effect on that brand is so authentically, just it charges them up. And Andrew and I've talked about that before, of like what we really want Backpocket to be ultimately would be like a launch pad for our friends. Like we want this thing to blow up to the sense of where like if someone comes on like yourself or something, like whatever you're working on or anything, like we want the listeners and the physical people that are tuning in to like endorse and like further believe and charge you up in whatever you're doing.
Yeah, totally.
Be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So from VidCon, what was kind of like the next big event or moment that you've had over these past few months that occurred?
I mean,
well, Bochella, we can.
Yeah, when was Bochella?
It was
June 20.
Okay, well that was
June 29th, 2019.
That was before VidCon.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
How dare! What are you trying to mix up my dates? Make me look stupid? No, the next big thing was the VMAs, which was absolutely nuts. It was, I guess so. For the skinny was I got invited by TikTok to walk the red carpet at the VMAs. I thought I got invited to do press. Like I would stand there with like a microphone and be like, "Hey, I'm here with TikTok." Like blah blah blah. No, but I was like walking.
You thought you were gonna be in the press?
Yeah, because like so like my TikTok manager hit me up. It was like they flew me there on Wednesday. She hit me up on Monday and was like, "Hey, I've got a project for you with a quick turnaround time." And I was like, "Oh, it must be like some trending video or like some hashtag or I don't know, some brand deal or something." So I'm like, "All right, sweet." And she works at TikTok, and we just met her the other day. She's
Wait,
amazing.
can we back up one sec? You have a TikTok manager?
Yeah, so so she's like she works at TikTok and she manages like creators like in the creator program. So
whoa.
Or like some of them, but yeah, she's really cool. Her name's Gari.
That's awesome that TikTok's doing that, because one, that like totally unifies all of what you're doing,
absolutely, and
allows you guys to really to do your creative aspect, and then now you're making money, so you want to be on that platform even longer, and TikTok is only going to do better because of that.
And it's like there's definitely such a big sense of community on TikTok. I'll say that, as weird as it, like as much as like some people might like rip on each other, there's definitely like a weirdly close knit, like everybody's like accessible to each other and kind of like knows each other. I guess I don't know how it is on YouTube or Instagram, but
right.
I mean, even like just like knowing that everybody from TikTok knows like everybody that works at TikTok. That's like a huge, and like it's pretty transparent.
Right. Well, and not to mention like it's almost like the like the NFL for like creators and like social movement. Is that a weird way to?
Yeah.
Because
Explain.
like you have your managers, like, and that's
Your
not
agents.
necessarily your agent, but maybe your agent or something. You have like, you're the players, like the creators are the players, and then you have the managers, and behind the managers are the people that are coming up with the trends. What kind of movements do they want to push? What kind of brand deals do they want to incorporate? What kind of things do they want to touch on? What kind of things do they not want to touch on? Like it seems like it's very, very organized, and I guess I never really thought about that from a social media company standpoint, because like let's look at like Twitter, like, or maybe even Instagram, because it's a little more compared. Like does Instagram have that same build out?
Probably
not. I don't think.
Right?
I don't think they do. I think that when we were at VidCon, like a lot of people actually talked about that, like how great it is that TikTok has that. And like even when I was at the VMAs, that one of the girls I was with, she was really popular on Vine. I think she said Vine didn't have that. Don't quote. I don't think she said it. I think she said they don't. And like I feel like that was part of the reason why. I don't know. I guess TikTok has a really good business side of it, and like also like creator whatever.
Seems like more organized, to be honest.
Totally. And it was just like, I don't know. I think from that standpoint, they're doing great. So I guess
noticeably, and that's awesome that they have the managers for you. So, all right, your manager hits you up, lets you know that you want to be on that you're going to be on the red carpet, but you have no idea what you're doing there.
Okay, so back to that. So she hit me up, and I totally didn't expect this. She's like, hey, like, do you want to, like, are you free the next week to fly to New York and do the VMAs for TikTok? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, really? Like, you guys want me of all the people on TikTok? And she's like, yeah, like, they just, like, really like your stuff. And, like, when I got to New York and to meet them and stuff, they, like, knew who I was, like, the people at MTV.
This is like flashback to all the times Piff like flexing the camera and like all of his like great videos. It's like, yeah, me.
Are you talking about my Instagram stories?
Of course.
Why does everybody like know that? It's so
because
so
it's
funny.
consistent every single day, and it's like,
I mean, it's most days.
Most days you do that, and it's like,
that's funny.
So funny how you just like wrote out there.
I don't know where I started that from, but yeah, they're talking about on my Instagram stories how I do this one thing. That's funny. That's strange, but that's funny. Okay, but back to the VMAs thing. They just hit me up and they were like, so yeah, I went out there and I met the people at MTV, and they like knew my stuff, and I was just blown away by that. And like we got to go in early to it was at where the New Jersey Devil. It was in Newark. But yeah, like we went in there and like we got to like sit where all the people were sitting, and like we had to make videos and stuff for it too. So that was like part of the reason why we went. So like the work that we had to do was make TikToks and just kind of keep like posting and stuff for TikTok, which was great. I mean, it was fun. Everything is amazing.
So you were able to just be yourself almost.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was like just what I was like, I can't believe that this is work, because this is amazing. Like it's just doing stuff that I want to already do.
Right.
And just the people that were there were great.
Yeah. It seems insane.
Yeah.
Who's the coolest person, or like maybe a cool story that you had when you were there?
So the only like, so I mean, I like said hi to a bunch of, so like, okay, as it pertains to the red carpet,
yeah, what was it like walking on the red carpet?
Walking the red carpet was something. For us, it was a little difficult because like our papers and stuff kept getting lost, and like our limo driver didn't have like these credentials. I mean, that's literally the most first world problem I've ever heard.
Oh my god, my fucking limo driver.
that
credentials. That's like Big Liar with Paul Giamatti and Eddie Banks when he
keep going.
Amanda Bynes.
Oh yeah, okay,
big fat liar. All right, never mind.
Okay, boomer.
Onward.
Okay. What?
Amanda Bynes?
Yeah, she's in the movie.
What? Oh, you're talking about a movie.
Yeah.
All right, I'll drop it.
Amanda show. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay. What were we talking about? The VMA. Okay, yeah. So the coolest like VMA story was it was just crazy being like right next to. So like we got in and we just it's less glamorous than I thought in a way, because it's like you kind of got to wait to like walk and then take your picture, and which was like kind of a hassle. It wasn't a hassle, but
Is
like
there
relatively.
like a line? You have to like wait in line
Yeah,
on
so
the
I was like
carpet?
waiting next to. Have you seen? So the only person I really talked to. Have you seen the movie Shazam?
Yes.
So you know the kid from that. His name's Asher Angel. He's like the only kid I really like talked to,
Okay.
and we just talked for like a little bit. But he. So I talked to him, but like I was right next to like Lil Nas X, Bad Bunny, Queen Latifah, like everybody that's in that Taylor Swift music video that won all the awards. Just like a bunch of, it was just like in like Fetty Wap next to his one eye. And just like
Wow.
all these people, I'm like, how am I here?
Mhm.
Like, what did I do to deserve to get here? But I don't know. It was just walking. It was a whole different thing. You like walk into there's a bunch of photographers facing you, and you walk in, and the photographers are just like, over here, oh hey, get over here, get a picture over here, sir. Everybody just went back to the 1920s. Hey, look over here, son, I want to take a picture of you. Yeah, I don't know. They just like look over here, and I'm like, okay, I'm like over here, and I'm like rocking my like fake ass like AirPod earring that I still need to get pierced. I don't know if you guys know like that I did.
Yeah,
Have you seen that ever?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's your sick.
Oh yeah, I
man.
think I wore it to Bocello. But yeah, no, I want to get it like pierced, but I kind of look like a bitch. So I
Really?
just had it like taped on. But
So you do want to get it pierced though, for the record?
yeah,
Hell yeah. That's
social
legit.
media shit. You gotta
dope.
constantly dye your hair and get a bunch of piercings.
Have you done any of that yet?
No, I have wanted to dye my hair black because I hate. It's just always been brown. I just feel like I need to change it up.
You should do like a. I don't know what kind of character you could do, but frosted tips.
Yeah, I could be like a 2000s boy band type guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think you could fit that mold.
Ha, ha, ha.
I think it'd be fun. And
Yeah,
it's
I
also
mean-
a little less risky for the black hair, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why black though?
I don't know. Just because I didn't want to, like, I don't know.
Maybe
I
bleach
just-
blonde.
I don't know. I just figure I'll just try anything. I don't give a shit. It's just hair.
I think
Yeah,
you
that's a
should.
good point.
I think you should respect your hair, because I'm going to show you some hair that's. It's not. It's losing its roots,
Oh.
and
And it's black.
and it's black. So Piff, if you're
That's
going
why.
black hair, you could end up like me. And
Damn it.
Yeah, actually, you
gonna
should just go
lose it.
bald,
Yeah.
Piff.
I definitely am like super so at my house I'm constantly like worried about my hair, because like I'm relatively like older for the app, being 23, and just like social media stuff. And
Wait, when you say relatively older, like you're an older creator?
just like, yeah, there's kids on there that are like 13 and like, or like 15 and making stuff, and I'm 23.
Right.
Technically I'm a boomer as it pertains to TikTok.
That's so funny. Okay, boomer.
And I'm like, and like, I don't know, I've definitely got a youthful personality, I think. But
No, you do for sure.
and like I can fit in fine with any age kids. But what was I talking about? What shit?
being worried about your
Oh
hair.
yeah. No, so like my dad always makes this joke. You know, like Prince William.
Oh, yeah.
Like how he used to like be like really good looking and have like really good hair. And my dad's and then now he's like bald, and
He's got a big forehead.
yeah, and my dad's always like, "Oh, you're gonna go Prince William on me, like it's gonna happen." I'm always nervous too, because like my dad's hairline's kind of meh, but my mom's hair is insanely like thick and
Two
like
Cs.
perfect. So I'm always like, "Oh, what am I gonna get?" I don't know, but that was a whole hair rant.
No, that's a good rant. I think we can help you with that. I constantly, like, this was the first time in my life where I consciously made a decision about my, like, how I looked before it happened. Like, I purposely went on Poshmark and bought like 4 or 5 turtlenecks for like my assumably shows that I'd be doing,
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna wear turtlenecks
That's
to
gonna be
every
your-
single one of my
that's your
shows for the
aesthetic?
winter.
It's your stick.
It's my shtick.
it's interesting how you gotta have like a shtick like that.
Yeah, I like wanted to fulfill that role for some reason. And
You're
I was
like-
like, all right, now I'm gonna get like fake prescription glasses. Like I'm gonna wear my blue light lenses out there. And I was
Yep.
like, God damn it! Like I'm really doing this dumb shit, huh?
Yeah, but it's interesting how you have to do that like dumb shit. I mean, it seems like you kind of do. like
Right.
have to do like that dumb shit. Like
I want, but like that's the other thing is like I wanted to do it,
same.
right?
Yeah, like I got like fake glasses too, and I'm like, that's fun. Like
It
it's
is fun.
It's like an accessory, and just like I think part of it is like I think I really I touched on this, like I think I definitely might have, but like it's not the thing to do living in Minnesota though. You don't
Yes.
you don't consciously wear, you know, a thing, or like you wear fake accessories or something. You just don't do that, or you don't like dye your hair or something.
100%.
That's a whole thing I could get into.
Let's dive in.
I mean, we don't need
You've
to.
been into Minnesota. You've been in Minnesota your whole life, pretty much.
Yeah.
Are
and
are you getting out of here pretty soon?
Yeah, I'm trying to get out to LA just because it's just like being out there both times has just provided such a good way to like meet people, and it's just crazy how much faster you can move out there compared to here. Like, just it's night and it's crazy. Obviously it's like a little more expensive to live, but I definitely see more benefits to that.
Is this would be like in the next year?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get out there in like January.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have a Piff going away party?
Maybe, I don't know. For how little I actually see people as it is right now,
Yeah.
I'll probably end up packing like the last night and be like, oh, all right, I gotta go. See ya. Bye, everybody.
just time it up for like this is very selfish, but we could time it up. We could just time it up during our Backpocket 3-year party, which is right around February.
Early February.
Early February.
Yeah.
We can squeeze you in.
Just
We'll send
make
you
it a
packing then.
simultaneous like
We'll be
party.
like, oh, by the way,
Piff's all, the Backpocket podcast plus Piff's going away.
plus Piff's going to LA.
Or we flip it and it's Piff's going away party presented by the
Backpocket.
Backpocket.
There it is. I like that. That'll work. I think that'll play.
Yeah.
What do you, so I had 2 questions. First question, how'd you get the idea for the cut, like wanting to pierce your ear for the cut Airbud?
Oh,
because that's been your thing since pretty much day one.
yeah, I know. It's strange how it's like evolved from being like just wearing it. I still wear it like sometimes in my videos, just like it's kind of like a way to troll people, because then it's like, oh, who else saw his fake AirPods in? And I'm like, gotcha bitch. But and then it evolved, and I don't know, I just like it as an earring. There's one person we were gonna meet up with him in LA. His name is Leo. He does these crazy. My AirPod thing wasn't inspired by him, but I saw he actually had his AirPod thing, and his name's Leo Riley. His I think his dad's like John C. Riley. That's irrelevant, but like,
No, it's relevant.
I mean,
relevant.
no, I mean, but like, that's just like a weird flex that I didn't need to say because I've never met him. But he does these crazy earring stuff on TikTok, and I'm like, oh damn, that looks cool. Like, I don't want to rock that. Fuck, like who? Sure, why not? Like,
Yeah.
and so that's why I kind of want to do that.
Okay.
I think it looks really cool.
I like that. And then we had mentioned earlier how you're a boomer in the TikTok space, which is so funny.
Anybody over like 18 is a boomer on TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Spooky.
It's crazy.
That's awesome that's what they went with, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck the millennials. We're going straight to boomers, dude.
Which a boomer is like what after World War One?
After World War
like,
II.
Oh yeah. I mean 40s. It's like what 46 to 64 or something.
Yeah, like our parents are barely boomers. I think they're mostly Gen X's.
I like my grandpa's a boomer.
Yeah.
Yeah. The boomers are fading away. That's why our workforce is struggling.
Yeah. The entire boomer industry is in the insurance world.
Yeah.
They're all retiring. Oh my god, dude, that okay boomer thing though. Have you been keeping up with that at all?
Just briefly.
Yeah, I've been briefly. It's been blowing up in my boomer ridden industry at work, and like people are so mad about it. They're like, why do we got to be the butt of every joke? I was like, give it a rest, guys.
Just respond. Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Shit, take it easy, boomer.
But kind of speaking to that, what is it like making content to an age range that is younger than you pretty significantly?
I think at first, I mean, like I'd say the content I make isn't for like there's some people that make content for like 9-year-olds. Like I mean, like I definitely make content for like 15 to like 20s.
High schoolers.
No,
Yeah.
like high school age.
Sorry, I didn't mean to phrase it that way, but
I know, but like, yeah, there's definitely people that make it for like kids. Yeah, which like I'm not about. But okay, wait, what was the question again? Sorry, I just got.
So like here's kind of how like where I'm coming from a stance where it's like I see Piff blown up, and I think it's the coolest thing in the world because like we've been so tied to you through this whole TikTok journey.
Yeah.
Now, like we make content for the people that are pretty much our age or within the realm of like what we're doing. Like, oh yeah, we graduated from college. Like, find what you want to do. Blah blah blah. Like, that's a pretty run of the mill thing that everybody around us, including friends and everything, is relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like we see Piff and he's at the VMAs, he's doing all this really cool stuff. We look at his content and like I think it's very funny because I have that like stupid goofball sense of humor, but I could see someone at our age looking at Piff and being like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Like what is this content? And it's because they're 23 and working in a cubicle or doing something totally different than like they're not the audience you're making the content for.
Yeah. I think just so much of it is like I really just kind of like I definitely like call it Peter Pan syndrome is kind of like an ongoing joke that like I keep but I'm sure a bunch of people have used that before, but I just like don't like I used to be super serious about everything. I'm like, oh, everything needs to be super serious, like everything needs to have a purpose, and like I think part of that just held me back from doing stuff. So it's like now the idea of just making whatever I want, like kind of just having like a more loose and not like I'm not trying to impress anybody our age type thing. Like I'm just kind of doing whatever I think is fun, and like it's not too serious. Like that's the whole
right.
That's really something I try to push. I'm like none of this matters. Like in a way, like none of this matters. So like might as well just like have fun doing it. So and also I mean I don't know, like I'm into like kind of meme culture and internet stuff, which is a lot of it based around like what, you know, average age of like 17-year-olds are into. So
sure. Yeah, no, I think it's
kind of a majority of
right.
Mm-hmm. And I'm stoked that you're finding appreciation in that, and that's something that took Declan and I even time to figure out for ourselves with this podcast and creating content. That hearing that from you, and like you kind of even started this whole podcast with saying like I'm not like looking at my insecurities with these platforms and creating this content anymore. Like that stuff has gone with the wind, and I'm embracing who I am and what I love, and I'm putting this content out there because this is me and this is what I want to put out there. And I think that's really dope that's your mentality now behind it.
Yeah, like I used to be super, I mean, I'm still like getting over it. I think part of it's like still like I say a lot of it like I still deal with like the insecurities and like posting and stuff, but it's like if I didn't have TikTok to like get it off my chest and just like get off like just like I don't know, just creative, like
just put it out there.
Yeah, I'm just like just put it out there, and like I wouldn't be able to do that on other platforms, like for sure. But it's like not only does TikTok like allowed me to just make whatever I want, but it's also like fostered a great like community where like I can get inspired from and all that other stuff, and like it's already stuff that I'm into. So
right, so like it's allowed you to be whoever you want.
Yeah,
it's enabled you.
Which is like. I mean, but it's like it's not like it's an inauthentic me, which is what I love.
Exactly.
Which is what I felt like Instagram was pushing, like a lot of that content and stuff.
That's a really good point.
And it pushes it in a way where you have to play to it to get your content out there. Like you have to be the algorithms to actually get good content, or to get your content viewed. You have to play to their algorithm.
And that's a whole thing. But it's like part of TikTok that's great is like it allows people that just are kind of themselves in a way, like. I mean,
oh no, the Chipotle is hitting him, dude.
Yeah,
dude,
Chipotle.
he's
my eyes just got like really like baggy for some reason.
Piff, this is a full sectional. We can lay down if we need to.
Lay me down.
We've never had a podcast guest just simply lay down and it'll be talk therapy.
And just like look up at the ceiling the whole time.
You should do that. That shit would be funny as hell.
Yeah. That's what your new format will be, like once a week therapies.
Therapy with the Backpocket.
Oh no.
But what were we riffing about?
We were going off on appreciation to the content, that it's true to yourself now.
Yeah, and I think that's what's great about TikTok is that like you just I don't know, like the more it almost like the more you're yourself. I mean, a lot of the times if you more like kind of like ADD personalities get rewarded for being themselves, but I feel like that's like anything, but like a lot of it you can just kind of be yourself and just like do the things you love, and if you're just decent at making like videos at it, like you'll blow up in a way. Like the algorithm is great for that. And I mean, also like for me, like who likes to kind of creatively express myself through, you know, other ways. Like, I mean, I still do like videos of like myself and stuff, but, yeah, I mean, it's just like the whole thing is just, it's great. Like you can just do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. That's dope.
So so now that you've really kind of built out a brand, you know, you're starting to look more seriously into moving to LA, making that a reality. What do you want to do? Like, what is on the horizon, and what do you want to, what do you think is next?
Yeah. So I think, so my kind of,
What's your plan?
my like short-term, long-term plan, if that makes sense, you know, like a 3 to 5 year plan would be like, I want to get in, like once I get everything done, like once I get all these weddings done and all this other stuff done, like I really want to hit YouTube. So like in the short term, long term, move out to LA, start making YouTube videos, keep making TikToks, because I think after a certain point, like it'll be, like I can still just, it's hard to explain, but like, yeah, I want to keep making TikToks, start making YouTube videos. The YouTube videos would be, I kind of have this idea for like you guys know who Danny Duncan is?
I do not.
So it's like a mixture of like either like David Dobrik type stuff, like Danny Duncan type stuff, and like kind of like Yes Theory type stuff.
I know Yes Theory. Yep.
So like kind of a mixture of all that. I'm still trying to figure out like whatever like for that, but the whole point is like I constantly say this, and like I still like stand by it. The whole reason why I got into like making videos and stuff was because like I just wanted to have like other creative friends who wanted to do the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm glad that I have like friends and stuff to do that with right now, and like that we're planning to like figure out a way to move into a house together in LA and all that stuff, and everything's been going great. So yeah, I don't want to be the guy that makes videos like not like ripping on the, I mean, you guys at least have each other. I'm saying like I don't want to be the guy that makes videos like in my room.
Right.
If you know what that
by
means.
yourself.
Like,
and
yeah.
it's
And I'm
just you.
like I could do that. I could still like live here, but it's like the whole, I feel like, I don't know. I've definitely had like really good friends, but I'm saying like really good friends that I can like make videos with makes me just so insanely happy. Like that's
awesome.
what gets me. That sounds weird. That's what gets my rocks off.
Yeah, gets the juices flowing, maybe. Yeah.
No, but I think kind of what you're getting at is like, you don't want to disappoint or offend or say anything about the people you have here.
Yeah.
While at the same time, you're like, dude, I'm having the time of my life when I'm with my creative friends, and you see such a future with that. And it's like you're kind of going through this like transition right now. I mean, you're like literally getting ready to leave your home state, quote unquote, to go and do something that, I mean, you're clearly very passionate about, clearly very good at. And now you have all these ideas, you have all these people you want to do it with, and now it's just like the pieces are coming together finally, and it's like, let's go.
Yeah. That's that is, I mean, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's just like one of the hardest things is when I have ideas and like I can't go through with them, like living here like that I think that's just like the hard. And my dad always like makes me feel like, oh, you're so unappreciative sometimes, and I'm like I can't make these videos like here. And so, but then it's like I go to LA and I can make them, we can just pump out so many more videos while we're like all together and stuff.
Right.
But
You can only do so many videos out of your parents' house.
yeah, like I can. I'm always using like a tripod and stuff. I'm like, oh, I just want somebody else to film, and yeah. So that's just that. I don't want to sound like negative, but yeah. Y'all know
The growth is there, and you're ready for it, which is awesome. And you might fall into areas if you don't hit those growth points where you're average, and you find like the ebbs and flows, the strikes and gutters, the ups and downs. And this is our time in the podcast where we ask our favorite question, the Backpocket powered by average quality question. You answered this last time.
The Backpocket powered by average quality?
Yeah, the Backpocket is powered by.
It's not powered by anything? We can power it by Dunkin' Donuts. Fuck it. We're going Dunkin' Donuts this week.
I was powering it by the average. Like the average was powering the Backpocket. I might have said that.
Okay, now I get it. So that
yeah.
The it's like at one point it's like the Dunkin' Donuts average or question of the week sponsored by
Exactly.
like,
yeah.
like there's like this whole
Train of
sponsors.
unsponsored.
But
For
Andrew
one
was
segment.
saying that it's the average quality of the Backpocket, and it's powered by being average.
Yes.
Of the average quality powers the Backpocket.
Correct.
God.
And I just botched the whole thing.
I think that's
Do you remember what Piff's average quality was when you listened to it back today?
yeah, sense of humor, which I was like, your sense of humor is great. You have a great sense of humor.
Thanks.
So we like to ask the question.
You just
again.
don't like taking yourself seriously. That's what it was, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
More
Well,
so.
and I also have like a really hard time like I guess maybe internally I have a hard time like gassing myself up and thinking that I'm like worthy of anything. That's a whole nother thing for my therapist that I don't have.
What are your therapists, dude?
Yeah, you're
ne-
in therapy
next
currently. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's both good and bad, right? Like, because you are always going
Absolutely.
to remain humble, and you need humility to just, keep going forward.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I'm sitting here talking to you through this, like, whole story, of, like, your past, what is it? Would be since we had you on
8
last.
months?
8 months. Yeah. 8 months. And, like, all the things that you've done, it's insane. And it's so cool. And I'm, like, so on board with what you're doing. I think it's amazing. And, like, there have just been times where you're just like you'll say something under your breath or say something here and there where it's like, I shouldn't say that, it's kind of negative. I shouldn't do this, like whatever. I'm like, Piff, dude, be confident, man. You got it. Like, you're going to you're in January. You're going to LA. You're going to start this YouTube channel with all your freaking creative friends. Someone will be filming, and they
Yeah.
probably will have a tripod, and that's not.
Oh no, yeah.
And that's whatever. But like, you're going to do that, and you're going to be successful at it. And
Yeah.
like, that is on, like, I was very stoked to talk to you today because like, that's kind of our role sometimes, is like we said at the beginning of the podcast, like, we want to be the launch pad, and not that we're launching you to your next big thing, but like, I want to gas you up and just like understand that, like, I appreciate the hell out of what you've done, man. We've known you for that. Well, we've known you for a while, but like, we've really tracked your progress from like a year ago, pretty much today.
And yeah,
Yeah.
you
Thank you.
came in here and you were filming for us.
Well, Decky was the first one I told.
About TikTok.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
came.
pretty cool.
I came out to Declan as a TikToker.
Oh yes, dude.
Right?
Come here, baby. Yeah, I mean, I think the most part of it is just like the fact that I don't really physically see the stuff. Like the other day, I posted a video. I posted a video that's it got like 3 something million views in 2 days, and like I can't comprehend what that means.
Right.
So like I think that's just where like some of that I'm like I don't know shit. I don't know if any of this is real.
Yeah. It doesn't like change what you're doing right in front of you. Like, there's no like physical ramifications besides like your phone just like, wow, I have
Yeah.
a lot of notifications. How I
Yeah.
go.
That's all. Yeah. I mean, like, there's obviously like the occasional people that'll like come up like if I'm at like I don't know, gas station or some shit. But I don't
Really?
know.
Have you had people like come up to you and be like, are you Piff?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I said, like I only go out like rarely ever,
Yeah.
so
Right.
it's not as much. But
I think you said,
Gross.
I don't know if it was you who told me or if it was like Gabe, but when you were at the state fair, stuff like that was happening.
yeah,
Yeah.
that happened. That was cool. That was like the first time it happened, like in like masses beyond like in Minnesota.
Sure. That's really
That
cool.
was really cool
Mhm.
because I'm always skeptical. I'm like, I don't think any of these like I keep saying this, but like I don't think any of these numbers are real. Like I think everything's, especially like back like in the beginning of TikTok when I was nervous to say like, oh yeah, I've got like 40K or something. I was like, I don't think any of these people are real because TikTok wasn't as validated of a platform as it is
Right.
now. And I think I'll preach this right now. Like, I think that it was because of like VidCon and because of the risk that so many of the creators took to like go out there and like be themselves and like do their shit. I think that like in a way, like I think that we really like pushed TikTok in a way because after that, that's when most of the money started coming in for us. That's when all the celebrities started getting on. I mean, shit, my entire it is stressful sometimes. Like you get like Will Smith and like Howie Mandel are constantly like shoved down our throats. But
What do you mean by shoved down your throats?
like every video they post will be on our the For You page. It'll
Okay.
be on there, and it's just like why?
Right.
Like-
or like Tom Brady's. Like, who's making the Tom Brady TikToks? I want to meet that creator.
Is Tom Brady on here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, like, it's so funny. Tom Brady, someone is putting together Tom Brady videos of like Tom Brady has a TikTok manager for sure,
Because it's under Tom Brady's account though.
it's under Tom Brady's account, and like it'll be like Tom Brady taking a selfie with his little kid after they like beat the Browns or some shit, and then he'll take that video, he'll send it to the creator, and then his creator will mash up all this stuff. Like Tom Brady had this funny ass video of like him going in for a block, and it's playing like these like this very like intense music, and then he like doesn't hit him and just keeps going, and that TikTok just blew up.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's funny.
but like
To your point, yeah, those people are now on the platform.
Yeah,
Right.
and that for better or for worse, I mean, it's everything has its like ups and downs. The part I see as a negative is that like if TikTok keeps pushing like that, it's just like kind of takes away from the actual like creators who are posting, I see what
you're
videos of,
saying.
like every day and stuff.
Because now you're just bringing on like the big names.
well,
with
then
the
then
notoriety
it just
and then
oversaturates the market.
oversaturates.
But
I think that's kind of the journey of every social platform.
yeah, totally. And
right?
that's why like part of it is like I'm like I gotta get over. I mean, even though like if you look on the YouTube trending page, there's usually only in the top 10 videos, there's only about 1 or 2 actual creators, and then the rest are Late Night with Jimmy Kimmel or something,
Right,
Or
so already-
like a Vox or like a news thing.
Right. It's kind of already taken over by big business.
Yeah, so that's why I used to be like so on YouTube, and I'm like at least like TikTok, like it's still pretty pure and like
Right.
everything.
No, that is good. So that brings me kind of to my next question is TikTok gets canceled or banned tomorrow. Because have you seen that news?
Yeah, like something about how they want to get rid of it or something because
Yeah.
China owns it.
Yeah, which is
And
crazy.
everyone's scared of China.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'd be. They got rid of like Winnie the Pooh, didn't they?
They got rid of the NBA too.
Oh, did they?
Just canned it.
They just canned it. It said, "Fuck it, dude."
And now the NBA is like struggling to make money.
Yeah,
No joke.
No,
They're in
no,
the hole.
really?
It's a serious. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's a big
wow.
deal.
I didn't know that. I didn't know when that deep.
Yeah, but like Andrew and I kind of walk ourselves through this all the time because like at times when we're creating content and it gets exhausting, you start to feel sometimes like God, what if Instagram wasn't a platform tomorrow? What would you do to tell people about the Backpocket?
What would the Instagram models do?
What would the Instagram models do? What would anybody do? But that's kind of what I would ask you now is like, what if TikTok got canceled tomorrow? What would you do? Like, what would you want to do? What is like the thing that you'd wake up and go and pursue?
I think this almost segues into like what my answer for what's in my back pocket would be. And it would be, I think something I've learned so much, like especially with posting like consistently kind of like everyday type stuff and always kind of staying vigilant on what the trends are and what the algorithms and like learning all that is like, I'd say like right now I've only got like 4,000 YouTube subscribers, but it's not really much, but I think that I know, so the what's in my back pocket would be in a way like my mixture of like creativity to like hardworking ability. Like I'm always doing stuff, and like I guess that's kind of passion in a way too. Like I love doing this. Like I love making videos and stuff. And so I would say like, although right now my YouTube following isn't huge, like and I think I was about to say I only have like 47,000 on Instagram, but like to most that's many. That sounds like I like how myself, I'm like I'm gonna sound like such a cock. But it was just like I think that I have after TikTok I understand more how to thrive in social media and like how to like like play to this stuff that's trending and like understand like how long videos have to be and like how many shares and like what like do you know what I'm kind of saying like like for YouTube videos you gotta have people watch till the end, and for TikToks like if it's like I know if I make a 15-second video and I get a 15-second watch time, that's great. If I post a video though on TikTok that's 21 seconds long and it's got 18-second watch time, that's gonna do so much better. Which like it's crazy how every second matters on TikTok, but it's like I know I can take that and put that into like a YouTube thing and
right. Or put it. I mean, like put it into anything, because like TikTok's not gonna be around for decades.
Yeah.
We don't, and it might. I don't know. Instagram, Twitter, any of these platforms. I mean, they've all been created in more or less the last decade, and extended a tad bit. But like what, and we all saw it with Vine. I think that was kind of like everyone's kind of learning lesson was Vine, and how all the stars and all the people that sold out for Vine and then it got taken away from them. They made a whole freaking Netflix documentary about it, and how these people kind of just went to shambles and they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't be a slave to the platform, but like kind of stay true to like what you're saying. Like you just said, you are so passionate about being creative and like working hard towards like that specific goal. It doesn't input any social platform or anything to get your word out there. You're going to dominate that because like you're working hard at being creative and have an idea of who your audience is and how these algorithms kind of work.
Yeah. And I think I'm like realizing too, like a lot of the people from Vine that like when that kind of shut down, like, and like a lot of people couldn't transfer like long form content. And I think just part of it is like, maybe they're creative and funny people. It's just like, and I say this a lot, especially as it pertains to like the business standpoint, like of like making money through ads and stuff. There's a lot of kids who should be making like more money on TikTok and stuff than like I am. And I even think there's definitely a lot of kids that are funnier than me. But like, I think, thank God for my $200,000 St. Thomas education, but like I'm pretty business savvy in the sense that like I can facilitate these deals and understand like their perspective of like get this shit in on time, and like we want this and we want this many views, and like I kind of like know what to give them, and like I can work it whereas I see a lot of these kids like I just said like that are definitely like funnier than me, but like that's something
They're
that's
kids.
Exactly. And it's like maybe like in a few years, but like I don't know, like maybe they might be burnt out in a few years. So like I'm glad I'm hitting this now. Like I feel like I'm the most centered, I guess.
As you can, you're definitely as centered as you can be, right?
Yeah, totally. And so I'm very, very grateful for that.
No, that's
but
awesome.
do you guys get what I'm saying by that? Like yeah.
Well, I mean, you can just straight up compare it to like a 16-year-old kid who's, hysterical, has a pulse on exactly what he's trying to like put out. And you compare that to you who's like been through business school, can kind of be a little more thoughtful about the intentions of the people reaching out to you. Like, again, just straight up being punctual, not like imagine a 16-year-old version of yourself trying to operate these same deals, and it's not even close.
I don't get how these kids, like how these 16-year-old kids do it. I'm like, I was doing nothing at 16. Yeah. Maybe that's just a Minnesota thing, but I'm just like, how the fuck do these kids like even like do it? Like props to them for even like facilitating brand deals, but I'm like, I couldn't do that. Like I can barely do it now when I'm 23. But right. I can like, yeah, like even like part of it, like another kind of like small tiny, it's not a rant but whatever, is like even like from a follower standpoint, like I've done some shit that I'm not proud of. No, it's like
sold out.
Well, it's like there was one time when like me and my friend, we made like certain videos that we knew were like stupid and like they're not like the best videos, but like we're like, oh well, we can do this and like it'll get a little bit more traction to our page. But just in a way, like attention's kind of the name of the game in social media. Like I don't want to sound like I'm like selling out or anything, but like
we've all done it.
But it's just like something you gotta sometimes do. I don't know. I might have just canceled myself, but like it's totally something that like I'm just realizing that like everybody does, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's a give and take relationship when it comes to that, right? You got to stay true to who you are. You got to pander a little bit to what is necessary because you're in an industry that is what has to happen to succeed, and that happens in everything. Whether you're in music and you're an actor, or you're in business marketing, or you're in engineering, you have to pander to people, and that's reality.
Yeah, and like even like as an actor, you got to take some shitty roles that you don't want to take. Like as a business, you got to kind of take some risks and do some other things, and like that like you might not want to do and might seem like childish, but like it gains a new audience that could possibly like fall in love with you.
Right.
Well, like what I'm saying.
No, exactly. And I think when you do those certain things, and like a good example would be like posting in Instagram, and like if it's a girl, like posting your back door, posting your rump versus just like posting a nice quote that you believe in.
Yeah.
Like obviously the post of you and your bikini is gonna do 10 times better than the quote. At the end of the day, like, what are we really doing here, right? What are we even talking about? But what it really gets back to is like you're the why behind it all, right? Like the ultimate goal for Backpocket to post on any social media is to reach as many people at the top of the funnel, and then ultimately drive them down to this very conversation at the hour mark. Like I want people to listen to our conversation with Piff, so I'll do a lot of legwork to promote it and get people on the outskirts to kind of buy into what we're talking about.
Yeah,
that's videos, pictures, whatever. But
memes, whatever it needs
to be,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we which transitions to my next question. We posted a little question tag on our Instagram story of any questions for Piff. We had one submission, just one, and it's a good question. Mark Amick asked, Piff, what is your why?
What is my why?
You want to fix the live?
Oh yeah, I can grab that.
What is my why? I would say, Mark, great question. I'm grateful we live in a country where we can ask questions like this.
Oh, hard-hitting questions.
All right, on to the next question. I'm doing the old DC dip and twirl.
That's awesome.
I don't know. The whole why behind it is, the reason why I like believe myself so much like is because like the why for me the why for me is like I want to, like, the big thing is like I want to have like friends and stuff that do this and like build up people that want to, you know, like chase after whatever they want to do, like, and just be creative and just like try some shit. So like in a way, I guess like maybe be like a peak. I don't know, like I constantly talk about like David Dobrik, but I'm like he, like, although he might not like know his why, or like I guess maybe he does, but like I see it in mine. It's very similar. Like build like a group of friends that like you can like love and just like do all your stuff with, and you know, have people, you know, see like hope in that and like want to chase after the shit they want to do. I think I just said the same thing, answer twice, but I mean, you get it.
That's awesome.
It's pretty simple.
It
right?
doesn't need to be anything more.
Yeah,
than what
I know.
yeah.
It's crazy how much like more it seems like it needs to be, but it's like it's definitely the best thing is just to kind of be like, I don't know. The whole thing is I just want friends that do the same shit, and just like to post and to like obviously reach people and have like an impact. So
yeah,
it's awesome. I appreciate how you're trying to make that difference, and just kind of just appreciation towards what this actual content and game is all about. So yeah, kudos to you for doing that.
Yeah, and like I constantly preach. I guess like I just say like a lot. Like my kind of goal right now is just kind of to like in my 20s, just like kind of like in a way like fuck around and have fun, and like obviously like keep doing this like while I do it, and then I'll figure it all out later, I guess.
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think you're figuring it out as you go, and the opportunities we give ourselves or we gain from like really putting ourselves out there is few and far between or compared to a lot of other people. And I think like that's why I vibe with you so much, in the sense of like like we're all college graduates. Like we could easily just like take the normal whatever job. Like you could still like hang out with your friends in Uptown and make wedding videos or do whatever.
Yeah.
But like
the traditional route.
The traditional, sure.
Yeah.
And there's no knock on the traditional route whatsoever. Yep. But it's also worth highlighting the people who are on the outskirts a little bit, who are really trying to find themselves through what they really, really love to do.
Mm-hmm. And I used to knock on people like kind of what I'm doing right now, because I'm like, oh, like it's all like selfish and stuff, and everybody just wants like personal like clout and stuff. But it's like, to a point, there's some people like that, but it's like the whole, and like it's definitely not. Each person is different too. Like not everybody's just in it for personal clout. Like I mean,
it may be perceived as that.
Yeah, and that. Yeah, like sometimes I'm just like, oh, am I so like self-centered and stuff? But I'm like, I don't think so. Like the whole, I won't get into. I won't say the same
confidence,
answer.
brother.
I know.
Confidence, dude.
That's just the Minnesota part of me. I'm just like, I don't like. Oh, everybody's gonna think of me as an asshole.
I can't.
How dare he think about himself first?
I can't wait until like we come out to LA and hang out in the Piff House, And Piff's just got all this confidence now. It's
Okay,
just like,
it's crazy though. Like when I was like out in New York and stuff, and like out in LA, like I'm so much like I think I'm such a better version of myself out there, and
Nice.
that's also part of like the reason why I'm trying to fly out there.
that was good
Get the
fly
move.
effects. I
Yeah.
think. I think the people picked up on that.
Well, I mean, it's a visual podcast as well. You know, you got to give them some hand motions.
The glide. All right, man. Well, that's a challenge to stay true to that.
Yeah.
And our next question is the challenge question. You challenged us to get David Dobrik on, correct?
No, I said his
Last
name.
time it was
Alex Ernst.
Oh yeah, it was
Alex
Alex
Which we have not gotten on yet. Is he still in Minnesota? I was like trying to do some
no,
research.
well, I
on
mean,
that.
he's not in Minnesota. He's in LA, but I mean,
he's from
it says
Minnesota,
he's
right?
he's from Minnesota, Belle Plaine. The challenge. So is that the challenge? Like, who should you?
Yeah.
So
we
didn't
we're still
get your
working on.
first challenge. So
Well, we'll
who's
work on
another-
him for season 4
Yeah.
or whatever we're
there's-
doing for next year.
There's got to be some Minnesota people.
I wouldn't even do that because like
Oh, you don't just want Minnesota? I don't know.
We're thinking big in 2020
Are you guys
because
gonna do like a tour, podcast tour, like out of a
Yeah.
van? That'd be cool. A van, like a traveling van. One that's huge on YouTube right now. If you do like you make your own van, and then like for the summer you go around podcasting.
and dominating other sandboxes.
Boom! Look at that.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
But like I think it'd be very fun if we like I would love to just because we've never come out to LA nor do we really have an excuse to go out there. But if you're gonna be out there, like I think it'd be very fun if we just did like a huge pod collaboration out there. That'd be sick.
Especially with, like all my like friends that also do it too. Like,
Exactly.
absolutely. Yeah, and like that's the thing. It's just like it's crazy. Like like that'd be so easy to do, and all it takes is like asking. That's something that I've learned. All you got to do is like talk to people and ask, and everybody's really cool. That's like a whole different thing. But like,
What do you mean by that?
just like I used to be so nervous to like talk to like certain people, or like if I follow like if you like on TikTok, if you follow somebody and they also follow you, you'll automatically get like a notification that like, oh, like you and this person are friends.
Yeah.
And there's
Wave
been
to this person.
yeah, it's like, and like there's some like really big people that follow, like that we follow each other, and like a lot of the times I've just been too scared, but like now I'm just like if I see him, I'll like go up and talk to him and like all this stuff. Like I saw a lot of people at some parties we were at last weekend, and I'm just like, fuck it, like I'm gonna go up and say hey and all this stuff, and
Because in reality, they're
everybody's
just
way
as
more
intimidated
friendly.
as you.
Yeah.
Which is
regardless
kinda
of their follower count.
cool. Mm-hmm.
Right. Love that.
But yeah, everybody,
So
do that.
I think the challenge really ultimately comes down to us coming to LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
We invited ourselves
think-
to your theoretical place.
I think this van podcast traveling thing would be really cool. Do you know the biggest rise, like her name's like Janelle like Eliana or something. She got 1 million subs off one video, and she's had like 7 videos now, and she's almost at 2 point something.
Really?
And it's just like traveling van content. Like she just DIY'd up,
Interesting.
like she just like pimped out her van, and
Whoa.
then she just travels around, and people just listen to it. I'm like, so you guys do podcast plus that.
That's killer.
I
Quit your jobs,
Yeah.
travel around for the summer, see how it goes.
All right.
Ditch this place.
Well, like, yeah, I mean, that could happen if we like really wanted to do it. We could figure it out.
Isn't that crazy? Like if you wanted to do it, you could. Isn't that crazy? Like if you want to do it, you could just do it. That's something that's just fascinating. Like
Yeah.
all these ideas that I have, I'm like, oh, I could just do this. Like I could just buy a flight to LA tonight and like go stay with one of my friends or something.
Yeah. No, I think
That's crazy.
I think that is one of the coolest things that Andrew can attest to this too, of like when we sit up here in this podcast studio, whether it's here or in our war room where we, all the business goes down.
Yeah, of course.
But like all of the ideas that we come up with, as crazy as they may be, there is a roadmap to actually doing it. But when we first started this, or even last year around this time, like those ideas just they seemed so far out. They seemed so undoable. But now, again, another year under our belt, those ideas are so much more like, okay, if I need to build a van out, like I know the guy to help me build the van out. I know the different destinations that we could go. I know how much. I even could kind of estimate what the money would be, and I could even go as far as like hitting up our guy Nate Timmons with the Dad Book, who's traveling around the world in a van right now, interviewing dads. I can figure out how much it actually cost him to physically do that.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the people that we could set ourselves up with through the people that we know already around the country.
Yeah.
Like those are the 6 different things that just went through my head where it was like, oh yeah, like if I really want to go down that route, I could.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just about,
insane.
like, deciding like what you want to do and just doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's God, I love it, man. It's
a game.
It is a game. It's insane. I appreciate it, man. Like you're doing it though. That's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
What was there like a time where you kind of like flipped that switch where you're like, okay, like I'm all in?
I think it was like, so I really started kind of like gaining a lot of traction back in like a heavy amount of like consistent traffic back in April is when it kind of started. Back when I started those conspiracy videos, which wait, those are something else.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Yeah,
we didn't even talk about that.
What do you guys think of those? Like, I just started. So one of my friends did one, and I'm like, oh my, he did it for like Pi Day because it was like a math thing.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my god, this is so funny. Like, I'm gonna try to do one. And then I did it, and it did really well. And then I just kept doing one like every week. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what is this kind of like? This is nothing like I would have expected I was doing like a year ago. But I'm like, it's a really good way. It's like a writing exercise. Here's me justifying it. I'm like, it's a really good like writing exercise because like I think that I'm like a writer in a way. But I'm like, I don't know why. Like, this is the way it is. But all right, what do you guys think of
Yeah, you're telling a story. You're right in that sense. Yeah. You're a writer, absolutely.
I'm aware that they're really stupid. And like
that's the funniest part
about
them.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a big troll, but like
it is.
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I think originally when I started watching them, it was very clever, right? You like it was off the cuff. You kind of came up with the beginning and the end, and it had some like
I filled in the middle.
You filled in the middle, and I thought that was really cool. And then I kind of just was like, yeah, exactly. It ran its course for my entertainment.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. And like, and even for me, after like the 5th one, I was just like, ugh, it's just a job now.
You can only have so many twists.
And like, I'm just like, there was just a point. I'm like, all right, well, it just keeps getting views, so I'm gonna keep doing it. So
right.
Then that's like one of the things I was talking about earlier. Just like I know exactly like what can get views and stuff. Like, and I'm like, I don't want to do one of these one week, but then I'm like, I can't be missing out on these views, and like also like disappointing people, like because I was posting every Monday for a bit. But yeah, I definitely was like, I'm sure everybody that I like actually know in real life is like, what the fuck is Piff doing? Like, what is this stupid shit?
How often do you actually think about that though? How often do you like? How often do you perceive? How often do you perceive how people think about you?
I think just because I, for 21 years, really did give a shit about what everybody thought. I'm still getting over it. When I'm like out in when I'm like out in LA or like when I was at the VMAs or something, like I didn't give a shit. Like I would wear my I wore like my sister's short shorts out in public like to grab coffee every morning in New York. I didn't give one single fuck, and I love that. And it was just like when I was in London when I studied abroad, I didn't like fucking care. So like that's also really why I want to get out of here, because I'm like, I just like not that like I'm sure people don't really give a shit, but like it's
a mental blockade that would help in a different location.
Yeah, and it totally like steers just the way I like think about stuff and like what to do and like.
I love that. Because that's where it kind of all started, right? In London is like when you picked up the camera for the first time, and you're like, all right, let's make this thing happen.
Yeah, I was actually talking to my dad because we're getting like new phones and stuff, and he's like, oh, should I get my and like so it's funny. This is my same iPhone 7 I got from like the day before I left to London.
Yeah, I have an iPhone 7 too.
I just feel like I'm a broke hoe, but it's like getting this iPhone 7 was everything. Like that is the whole reason why I started like videos, because the quality is so good. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna start filming stuff, and like I was filming whatever, and then like that's how it got to where I'm at now. So I'm like, Dad, get Jake the new like iPhone 11, so he starts making videos and all the stuff, and I'm like, hopefully that works. Because everybody, because I try to get him in on my videos because I'm trying to get like a younger audience, because he's like a cute Jake's little 16-year-old boy. He's a cute 16-year-old boy.
Back in the 1920s.
Hey,
picture, get over here.
Hey, little kid, get over here. I want to play some stickball with you. Hey, let's go down and drink some soda pops. But yeah, I don't know. I try to incorporate him as much as possible.
Is Is he interested? Is he trying to follow suit?
He's gotten a lot more interested over this past week. Today we filmed a video and he was all in. But also something fascinating. That's yeah.
It is fascinating. Go for it.
No, yeah. So like I get super anxious. So like I still live at home. Like I'm still just trying to save up. Like I said, I'm trying to move out in like January, but like I get super anxious like when my parents are home and like filming. Like I just don't like that stuff like at all. Like just like either like me talking or like yelling. And I just feel like they get super like annoyed at me or whatever. And it's funny though, whenever my parents are also gone, my parents are gonna hate me if they listen to this. They're like, but it's funny like when they're gone too, he's much more like open to doing that stuff. And I'm like, and just me being the curious person that I am, like I'm just like, that's so fascinating how that's like how that plays in. Like I'm curious like it happens to other kids too. Like I guess it's like a normal thing. Like, oh, your parents are gone, you can be more yourself. But I'm just like, whoa, like. I keep saying like now too much. That's how I know the Chipotle's hitting me. It's fascinating that he's much more open to make videos with me while they're not both home because my dad works from home.
Right.
So
We got to get John out of the house.
Me?
John.
Who's John?
Isn't that your dad?
Oh no! But you know the video.
I know the video.
So that's another one of those ones. Okay, so I made a video the other day where I said these are the worst names, and I'm like, it was Sunday. Everybody's sitting around watching football. I'm like, fuck this. I'm gonna make a video that goes viral today, and so which it did. And I'm like, all right, let's do one because I've been doing these top lists lately, and I'm like, because I think they're so ridiculously stupid.
They're hilarious.
But they're exactly like there's. Like today, I made one like here are the worst breakfast cereal, worst things to eat for breakfast, and it's like multivitamins. Like I had my brother eat a banana with a peel on, poured like the milk before the cereal and all that shit. It's funny. It'll turn out fine. But I like just was like, all right, screw it. I'm just gonna put like the most common shareable names, and like this is what I'm talking about with like I know kind of what works in a way. Like I'm like, all right, like it's a little bit fibbing, but like whatever. It's like still good content. But it was like I just put like. My mom, whose real name is Carrie, I put her as Emily because I'm like, Emily's a more well-known name. And like John is a pretty common name. But I mean, I kept Jake and Kevin. But then my sister, whose name is Zoe, I put her at Sarah because I'm like,
yeah.
and it's at like 37,000 shares right now.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I'm like,
so funny.
Come on, people. Don't make me keep doing this. You know I'm a slave to the views.
I literally watched every single one of those, like 5.
I did
with like 5 after school
snacks. I like here are the top 5 best after school snacks. Number 5, noodle weenie dogs.
Dude, it's so.
Number 4, well, I forgot. Burger King foot lettuce. Have you seen that?
That was
meme?
that was the best footwear. Cups.
Oh yeah, that too. I just played off the. It was like cups, Crocs, Birkenstocks.
Well, the way you like it was like the other thing is you start off with like top 5 and you start at 1.
Oh yeah, for one of them I did that. No, I think for most of my one of them I started
Crocs.
at number 1.
You start out with Crocs and it's like this like quick pan view of like you and your Crocs.
I'm like, all right, this is a formula I got. Like I'll do every single shoe. I'll do this. Oh, I did sports the other day too. That was a good one.
Finished with football.
I was gonna do here are the top 5 things we all do in the shower. And I was about to go nude for a TikTok. I mean, like I was gonna blur myself. I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of risque.
Yeah,
going nude for a TikTok.
But like, it just kind of shows like that kind of creativity, that like fuel is so fun. Like, it's a thrill.
And I'm kind of like the train of thought where I think it's better just to keep making stuff, especially like if you're just gonna the other option is just to like sit down and kind of like think. I'm like, if you got ideas, like just make them before like
they go away.
I mean, like I write them down, but it's like at the same time, it's like just make them. I don't know. I don't like when I'm just like sitting around anymore. Like I'm really trying to like mitigate that part of my life where I'm just like sitting around.
Mitigate's a good word for the record.
Okay, I tried to work on my vocab before I came here.
Just read the dictionary. Webster.
Unreal, dude.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Well, this opens up the time on our show where we'd like to see if you have any questions for us. Because this has been a tremendous podcast, Piff. Okay, You're an awesome man.
How long? This is also another time where how long do you think we've been recording for?
God, I don't know. I feel like hour 13.
Hour 21.
All right, that's pretty good.
That's not, is that bad? Is that
No,
This is we're on par.
okay?
Yeah.
Good. Gosh, questions for you guys. Good question. I want to know. So the comedy. I kind of have two questions. I'll start off with the comedy one. How is that? What do you want to end up doing? Like, give me like kind of the skinny of like where you want that to go going forward.
Man, comedy's been it's been a very challenging thing in terms of how committed you have to be funny on stage.
Yeah.
And
Because being funny, and then like I think I'm very like sorry to just cut you off, but like I think I'm funny. IR, like in real life, I think I'm pretty witty and funny or whatever. But I think online, I'm not as funny as I am like in real
person.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I'm sure is that the same for you? Because
Correct.
like you're very witty and humorous, but I'm sure it's nerve-wracking going upstage.
Yeah.
Go on with your point. I wanna
Carry
know.
on.
Yeah. And real quick to translate to that too is like between Andrew and I, it seems like a constant riff of like saying funny things, and now we're taking that to stage, in front of like a sold out crowd in next week. Well, wait, I guess if you're listening to this, it'd be tomorrow. So buy
Yeah.
our tickets. Link in bio.
Link in bio. Come
Link
on.
in bio.
come on over.
www.promo link in bio.promo 15% off using Piff20 to get your 20 promo www link in bio.
Go back to the 1920s and get 20% off. Say, gonna play some baseball with Babe Ruth.
Dude, that's the crack of the bat.
yeah.
Really good.
Oh, and it's gone. It's out of the park. Amazing.
That was like backyard baseball noise. That was like really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
We're working on it. But yo, what was your question?
No, it's like
comedy,
it's
like,
like
oh.
like what like give me like the kind of condensed version of like what you
What I want to get out of it.
The
Yeah.
skinny.
The
skinny.
skinny.
I love that.
I love that
choice.
word. Yeah,
You did use your
I've-
vocab.
I've said that word twice today. You know, I'm killing it.
Yeah, I mean, through the last year of making people laugh, I love it. It is the funnest thing to do when you can build out a bit and work on it, nurture it every single day, go to open mics and stuff, and then get in front of a crowd of however many people and then just crush and knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
That is probably my favorite thing that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long road, and it's just kind of part of the game. That comedy is such a big thing now. I'm kind of hitting it in this era where, like, we were talking about with Tommy Bayer, where he was a comic who came on just now, and he's like, podcasting has been the worst and the best thing for comedy. It's been the best because it's highlighting all these great comics and it's blowing up the world, but at the same time, like, so many more people are getting into it because of it. So I know that this is going to be a long road of, blood and tears and sweat and everything, but through the 1 year that I've been through it already, it is so much freaking fun, man. Like, if I could wake up tomorrow and be like just a podcaster, like a business owner and a comedian, and that's like all I did, oh my God, that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
It'd be an absolute blast.
Yeah.
So that the skinny is, I want to do this full time, but I know it's going to take me forever to get there.
Yeah. Well, at least you guys got like each other, like that are like, BFFs that like, yeah. That's nice to have a best friend that are really close. I mean, I haven't. Yeah. Sorry, no, I'm just like thinking out loud, like, oh man, I miss like hanging out with Gabe every day.
Shout out Gabe. We love Gabe.
Yeah,
We love
I miss
Gabe.
the kid. I need to. God, I'm so bad at like. Ugh. I'm the worst.
But phenomenal question.
What was your second
You got a
question?
second one?
So, second question was kind of just about. It was kind of. Well, it was kind of about like the back. Like, so next you said you're doing 3 a week, and then next year you're not doing 1 a week.
1 a week.
Is that? Do you think that's going to be beneficial?
Yeah, we're trying to open up time to. We're stopping the actual podcast creation and focusing on other ways to grow Backpocket outside of podcasting.
Oh, so wait, you're not going to do any more podcasting?
We'll do one podcast a week,
okay,
which
okay.
will take away the time of doing those 3.
Yeah.
And using that to try to do events or do things where we're outside together, like doing shows at places and just in like more engaging content versus just hiding up here in our app.
Yeah, like the podcast will still be part of like the brand, but like the Backpocket
Right.
brand will be like what you're trying to grow out and stuff.
100%.
Exactly.
Yep.
I think of that's good. Think of like in a way like I always think back to like David Dobrik, but like he stopped posting like 3 times a week on his YouTube, and he does like once or twice, but like it was to pursue other endeavors. And I feel like that's definitely, especially if you've like developed like an audience and stuff that like enjoys your stuff, like you can definitely do that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's like the best part too. Is we've grown our brand and following through like the medium of podcasting. So we have some like pretty dedicated fans. You know,
Yeah.
like who the fuck's listening now at the hour 21 mark or whatever? I
I listen to every podcast I listen to. I listen all the way through.
All the way
All
through.
right, there we go. So hopefully we have listeners
Yeah.
like Piff. I'm assuming we probably do it in some light.
Yeah.
But it's to your point. It's been really cool to like put that legwork in to do 3 podcasts a week for 40 straight weeks. That's over 100 different people where we've like just basically had coffee with or had beers with or had and this time it's a recorded content and we put some serious legwork behind it. That and alone, I'm so thankful that we did that, because now we've kind of like we're like more known around here now because of that. And I think now that we have a little bit more grasp of who our audience is, who the people enjoy, now we can kind of take a step back and still record podcasts with the biggest names in the world, but also, like Andrew said, start being more thoughtful about the kind of content that we can put out. Like it doesn't have to be just like
Hour-long
clipped up
conversations. With
it could just be like
yeah.
clipped up, cooler, like more in terms of the content. Like we can have more flair to our page with all the different things that we're doing, and it ultimately is just going to fuel whatever that is, man. Whatever the Backpocket logo is and the brand that it's becoming. That's like, it's cool to just have the reins behind that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but that's brings us to our final question.
That's the skinny, man.
That's the skinny on our end.
Yeah, that's the skinny, bruv. Period, bruv. You know how things go, bro. Sorry, I've been doing. There's a lot of British memes on TikTok, and it's pretty funny. Yeah, you know how that goes, bruv. Yeah, come on.
If we're gonna do a TikTok of you talking to yourself, how are we gonna build that out?
I don't know. I was curious about that because I'm like, I mean, I guess we can get onto that like after like the recording. We can figure that out later, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll chat about it.
All right, we'll wrap it up with this final question.
Okay, yes.
What did you learn today, man, from the time that you woke up to when we're having this conversation?
I learned like I said, I don't really get out a ton like right now, and how just what I learned is basically just like how nice it is just to get out. And like, you know, like a lot of the times I worry, I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, if I'm doing this I can't, like even like today I was stressed. I was like, oh shit, if I gotta do this, that means I don't have time to work on this and this and this. But it's like, take the time to just reflect, enjoy, and just do things for other people and stuff. Like you know what I'm saying? Like coming out here 40 minutes like isn't the easiest thing for me to do, but I'm like, it's is definitely gonna be beneficial for everybody. You know, for as it pertains, just everything, everybody wants here. And so just that's the thing I learned, just get out and take some time to just like enjoy shit. Because that's when like the best stuff kind of comes.
Amen to
and then
that.
you get time to like think about stuff, and then good content will come. And yeah,
I love that, man. That's phenomenal. Like, and I hope you got some personal benefit from just like kind of unpacking your year.
Yeah. Unpacking stuff feels good. I know we didn't even hit all of it. Was there anything we missed?
What did you think we missed?
I don't know. Did we unpack everything? Did you guys get everything like you wanted from like the learning about like VMAs or something? Or
well, I mean, we're just like genuinely curious. So we asked all the questions that we were curious in, and we hope that everybody else was curious in them as well. Yeah. Those were the points. But I guess, was there any like, what was your favorite moment of this year? Just so we don't miss anything.
I would say just, I mean, VidCon was crazy. We finessed so hard. We finessed to get into that David Dobrik party. Like, okay, finessed is a big word that we like to use in our group. One of our friends, he was the one who like kind of, in a way, like stole like these speaker passes so that we could get into like all the, exclusive areas. And then we ended up meeting like all these like other like internet famous people. Like, do you know who like iDubbbz is at all? Like we met him, and just like Danny Gonzalez. No, don't know. Okay, whatever. Like we met them and just like all that stuff, and then like we met the people at like David Dobrik's party, kind of through like just like meeting some people, and that was just insane. I don't know.
That's
I
a
guess
thrill.
we kind of touched on all that, but I was just like,
No, I just want to make
we
sure, man.
finessed hard,
That's
and like
awesome.
that's so that was definitely like the highlight. Just like doing it like with like your squad. We went to Karl Anthony Towns' house in the Hollywood Hills. That was fucking crazy.
Wow. Whoa.
It was
For real?
my friend, Nice Michael. He was that was the highlight of me. Okay, sorry. This will be my last thing I say. So my friend Nice Michael, he got us into or like his friend, I don't know, he was doing some TikTok with like some Boston based artists because they're both from Boston, and he was at Karl Anthony Towns' house. Karl Anthony Towns was not there, sadly, but like we just like filmed there, and like it was in the Hollywood Hills. It was crazy nice. Like I'm like, holy shit, like this is crazy. And then the second that we like walked out of doing that, and I was like, wow, this is so cool, this is amazing, like how am I here? That second the Jonas Brothers reposted me, and I was like, oh, shut the hell up, that is so cool.
That's right, dude. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and
Because of your freaking conspiracy video.
yeah, so they reposted me, and because of that I've got like a dude that like I talked to at I think it's like Republic or Columbia Records that like has been getting me like some like brand deals and stuff. I'm like, damn, like that's like the reason why that's so cool is because like it's just taken me like so far and stuff, and like so that was insane. Like I was wild in that day. That day was something else. That was all finessed our way into the Twitter thing. While we were at the Twitter thing, Joe Jonas retweeted me, and like Netflix and Stranger Things did. I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yeah, and that wasn't even like my biggest one, but that was so cool. So yeah, I just wanted to flex that for a second.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's
As you should.
amazing, dude.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, man.
Yeah.
That was one hell of a time with us, one hell of a podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm glad, like,
I'm glad I got to unpack it. I got to unpack some shit.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, I think I'm glad that we can provide that service, right? Like at the end of the day, I'm just glad that you came over and we got to catch up, dude.
Yeah, I hope that everybody feels this way after. Like, I'm sure everybody does, whether they say it or not.
People are
Just
curious.
Just feels like, well, no, I'm just saying, like, it feels great just, like, getting that off my chest in, like, a way that also, like,
Provides content.
yeah, provides content.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, man.
But awesome,
Phenomenal.
Piff. Thank you so much. That's a wrap here on the Back Pocket.
But I've been